next two, and Cleveland or Detroit gets swept, which is a highly unlikely scenario. 3-0 lead going in the sixth inning. Mike Trout hits 2 homers. Astros lose. They've lost 6. Let's see, 6 out of 7 down this stretch. Just an abysmal performance. I put the game on last night. All these injuries they had. Another guy was out. Jake Myers. Our 3 best hitters are out. I mean, it's basically we put a after the 5th hitter, you had a AAA lineup on the field. Pretty sad situation. Anyway, Astros about to get eliminated today or tomorrow. They're not going to make the playoffs, barring a miracle. And looks like the Red Sox clinched. Detroit and Cleveland both should make it. One is a division winner, one is a wild card, with the Astros collapsing. And then you go to the National League. I mean, this thing's wide open, right? The Reds are still hanging in there by a thread. Diamondbacks effectively eliminated themselves by not being able to beat the Dodgers down the stretch. They had a tough assignment. But look, if you're a baseball fan and you're a fan of any of these teams, all I ask for my team is, am I playing meaningful games in September? And here's the second to the last game of the season. Astros have had all these injuries. Second to the last game of the season. It still matters. I mean, they could get in. They could win the next 2 games, and Cleveland or Detroit gets swept. Unlikely, but, we're down to the final game, and we still got a shot outside, and it's a meaningful game. As a fan, that's what you ask for, right? Meaningful games at the end of September. That's always been my barometer. Astros have delivered that forever. We just had too many injuries this season to nail us, and a couple of the offseason moves or the, I guess, trade deadline moves just blew up in our face. None of them outside of Correa worked. But having said that, I got to tell you guys, this is the most wide open field I've ever seen. Like, I could see any of these teams in either side getting to the World Series. Philadelphia, the Mets, Yankees, Brewers, Chicago, Detroit because they have Skubal, Cleveland if they get hot, Boston had an extra run in the second half, Toronto, any of these teams, Seattle certainly in the hot streak they have. So it's got to be one of the most exciting baseball seasons ever. I just want to get your guys' take on it. Matthew?
Yeah, Yeah, no, I think it's wide open. To your point, I don't think there's a clear front runner, which I don't think anybody anticipated at the beginning of the season. It kind of felt like it was the Dodgers and everyone else, and now the Dodgers are, I think, 3rd in the National League, 5 games behind the Brewers. They've had some really rough stretches of baseball, and to the point you've made, the teams that you might have not been concerned about are red hot. I think Cleveland's won like 9 of their last 11. I mean, it's wide open. So I think you're spot on, and I think the postseason is going to be extremely entertaining.
The team that I look out for now is Red Sox. They clinched last night. They're likely to get what I guess the number 2 wild card now. It appear, or the number 3. So they're going to have to go against the Yankees. But I think this is the Yankees' worst draw. What do you think, Logan?
Yeah, no, I think for the Yankees entirely, this is not a draw they necessarily wanted. However, they have been red hot recently. They're 9-1 their last 10, and I think for them personally, they've had a really up and down season. But going into the playoffs, I am definitely pretty high on them. However, Matthew touched on this a little bit. The fact that there's your usual heavy hitters this year, your Yankees. You also have some teams that usually not up here in this time of the year. Your Seattle Mariners having a crazy year. The Milwaukee Brewers have consistently had a really good year. So I think it's just a really good layout of teams, mixing in the heavy hitters and then like some new bases to really make this playoff pretty interesting this year.
Well, I like the new format. I mean, I didn't, and now I do. And I think for the Yankees, having to draw Boston in a short series is really a nasty draw for them. That's a tough rivalry. Boston, you know who they're going to start in the first game. Their ace has been unhittable. So look, and then you got the National League. You got the Phillies. Even without their ace, they continue to win. If the Cubs get Kyle Tucker back, they have a shot. And Milwaukee with a bunch of no names just keeps winning, right?
Yeah, Milwaukee's really good. Milwaukee's kind of been the surprise of the league this year. They have been consistently really good. They have some really good pitchers. One that comes to my mind, Pirates traded him, young pitcher Quinn Priester. He's had a hell of a year, and that's just one of their many pitchers. And I think honestly, if I'm looking at the layout, I'm pretty high on the Brewers. I think they can make a deep playoff run. I think they're suited well for October, with their bullpen and such. So I think that they're definitely a team to watch. And there's just a lot of hot teams right now. I mean, the Mariners are 8-2 in their last 10. The Yankees are 9-1, and then you got teams like the Tigers who are just barely squeaking into the playoffs. The Astros, like you said, John, are still right behind them, but I would bet that the Tigers are going to remain in it. But
Yeah,
they're
look, to get in, the Tigers just need to win a game.
Yeah.
Boston's clinched it now. They've clinched. They know who they're going to play. Tigers just either of these teams, Tigers or Cleveland, just need to win one out of the last two games.
Yeah.
Whether the Astros win the last two or not is irrelevant. For the Astros to get in, they're going to have to win the next two games. They've lost 6 out of 7 to Oakland and the Angels and Seattle. So, that's not even a likely scenario. Half the team's hurt, but they would have to win the next two, and Cleveland or Detroit would have to get swept, which both are very unlikely scenarios. My prediction is by the time the Astros play tonight, both of these teams will win and they'll be eliminated. Guys, I want to thank you for being with us. You're going to have to help me out today because I've had this cold for 8 days. I just can't shake it. So we're going to try to do the best we can. We've got kind of a light panel today. We're also going to be taking your calls at 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. This segment and all segments on Godzilla Wins brought to you by WVSportsNation.com. That's WVSportsNation.com for the best coverage you're ever going to find. Anything West Virginia athletics, you want to go to WVSportsNation.com. Logan Powell, one of our senior writers there, and he's going to be at the game today, 3:30. He'll be in the press box covering the big game today, second Big 12 game at home, first one at home for Rich Rod and the Mountaineers. Everything Mountaineers, WVSportsNation.com. It actually is a really great website, and I would say, guys, right now it's probably the go-to site in the entire West Virginia area for West Virginia athletics. We're getting our name out there. Our views are way up, and people starting to take this as a very serious site, which it is, because we've got 8 writers. We cover everything: football, basketball, baseball, but we cover it all: volleyball, tennis, soccer, men's soccer, women's soccer, rifle, rowing. It's all right there. You want to check it out, WVSportsNation.com, WVSportsNation.com. And we are going to be making picks on the show, so let me give my gambling disclaimer. Our picks are for entertainment only. Whether or not the panelists on the show gamble on athletics has nothing to do with you. I do. Matthew does. Not sure about Logan, but me and Matthew do. But if you or anyone you know has a gambling problem, you want to be sure and call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. And remember, bet responsibly. If you're going to bet, only bet what you can afford to lose and use it as entertainment. Had a winner last night, bet Arizona State. Money line laid 150. So they were able to come back and win that game. So I had a winner. Guys, I've got to get to this UVA game in Charlottesville last night. Cavaliers 3-0 coming in 8-point underdog. Nobody taking them seriously. The Who's, nobody in the ACC. Florida State comes in 8-point favorite. They beat them in overtime. This has got to be, in my mind, we own what, 8-9 stations in Virginia. We cover the Who's. We cover UVA football. We carry the football games on AM 1650 WJFE in Southeast Virginia. This has got to be one of the greatest victories they've had in a very long time. Are the Who's back? Logan, are they back? What was up with that game?
They might just be back. I don't know. I don't know if Virginia's ever been here, though. Virginia football has historically not been very good, and this is probably their best win in the last 5 to 10 years. I mean, I only caught like the last like 30 or so minutes of this game, like the last like little bit of the fourth quarter in the overtime, and even just that little bit was electric. I mean, it didn't look like Florida State deserved to win that game. I mean, they had that improbable comeback at the end. Castellanos had a great throw to get him into overtime, and then they should have won it. I mean, not won it. They should have at least tied it. He had an absolute amazing throw, and then the guy just dropped it right in his hands. And then Virginia just great defensive stand, won one of the biggest games of their whole school history. And I don't know. I mean, I think they're 4-1 now, beating the top 10 opponent.
No,
Yeah,
I think they're undefeated. I think they're four.
It might be 4-0 too.
Yeah. 4-0.
Either way, I mean, the sky is definitely looking up for the Cavaliers. I mean, they haven't seen success in a few years. I mean, I think just like 2-3 years ago they were 3-9. So they must have gotten a new coach or something recently. I haven't really been keeping up with Virginia football over the years. They've been pretty irrelevant, but I think that they might have some. I mean, Florida State beat Alabama. They were a top 10 team. They were looking really good. New offense. Castellanos is really good, but I mean that's a quality win.
Okay, I mean Matthew, are the Who's for real? I mean, you got to ask the question. They're 4-0. They just beat Florida State, who beat Alabama. They beat them at home. They were 8-point underdog. I mean, are they now a player in the ACC?
Yeah, so unfortunately, to Logan's point, not knowing about the coaching, Clemson fans know all about the coaching way too well. It's Tony Elliott, former Clemson guy. You watch Clemson absolutely crap the bed week in and week out, and now you see the former assistants at UVA and Oklahoma turning those programs around after a couple hard years. UVA quarterback, former son of a Clemson OC as well, Chad Morris's kid. Chandler Morris is a stud. So I think that's a big difference maker. Tony Elliott's always been an offensive guru. Was there for all of Clemson's success, and now he brings in a quarterback that wants to be there, plays for his system. And I mean, you look at the resiliency this team has. They blew the 14-0 lead. They blew the 35-28 lead at the end of regulation. Like, they could have packed it in twice against a top 10 team. Florida State chose to fight, and they refused to quit, pulled out a huge win in double overtime. I mean, you saw that was one of the most epic field storms of all time. There was 50,000 people on the field within 20 seconds. Like, it was ridiculous. But no, I think UVA, they're a team to watch out for. And I mean, the ACC, especially after last night, it's open. Clemson's not what they were. FSU's down. I mean, clearly Miami's the alpha, but it's open. So I think they can make some noise. I'm excited to see what happens.
Matthew, what's going on with the Clemson Tigers and Debo Swinney?
What time's this show end? 11. So I've got an hour and 45 minutes. I'm not sure if I could cover it all. I don't know. I think it's scheming. I think Klubnik has taken a step back. He looked great at the end of last year. I think the reads this year aren't there. The defense, I mean, we've got two guys projected to be top 10 picks on the D-line. They're both no-shows. I mean, it's a disaster every way you cut it. The effort can be questioned. It doesn't seem like the Clemson teams of old. I don't know if it's the NIL era, they're getting their money. They're not there mentally. I'm not sure what it is, but they need to look in the mirror. There's going to be some reflection, and I think some drastic changes need to be made and be made very quickly before they start to lose a grip on some of the elite players they have.
So, Matthew, as a Clemson alum, which you are, you played baseball there, I just got to ask this question. I mean, I'm rooting for Debo Swinney. I'm rooting for Clemson, not because I have any tie to the university, only because he has shunned the new pay-to-play NIL transfer portal, and he still goes into high schools. He still goes into homes. He still talks to the kids. He wants to develop his players. I think that's noble. I respect him for doing it. But now you got to ask yourself, I mean, can you do that in this environment and put a winning product on the field? That to me is the biggest issue here. What do you have to say to that? And then we'll go to Logan.
No, I do agree. I think the way that he's approached it, it's commendable. It's hard to knock it. You can respect him for that. But I do think that there needs to be some adaptability. Nick Saban highlighted it on game day. College football isn't what it was. What used to win them national championships in 2016 and 2018, it's not the same playing field. It's not the same landscape. Now, with that being said, I personally don't think talent is necessarily their issue. I think there's some other things going on. But you can also make the debate. You go and look at last year's transfer portal class. I know off the top of my head, LSU, Texas Tech, we're both up there. And look what they're doing. Red hot out of the gate. I mean, there's a lot to be said. When you bring in these 21, 22-year-old kids that are developed and have the experience, makes a big difference. So I think Dabo needs to start to dabble into it a little more. I wouldn't say it's the only issue, but it's definitely it's the way football's going. So I think he needs to adapt before it's too late.
Logan, I love, as an old school guy, I love Dabo's approach. I love everything he says. I love what he's trying to do, but it's not working. And, maybe time has passed him by, Logan.
Yeah, if you don't evolve with the times, you're going to get left behind. Look at Mike Gundy. I mean, he just got fired, and he was at Oklahoma State for almost 30 years. But for Dabo Swinney, I mean, he is dabbled in the transfer portal. At first, when it first came out, he was totally against it. And that, they're one of their better players on defense came from Purdue. I mean, they have a few transfer portal guys, but not nearly enough to the caliber that they can get. And I think if they want to return as one of the top echelon college football programs, they have to go in that transfer portal more often. I mean, that is going to be the future. It's how you're going to win ball games.
Yeah, you can't avoid it. I mean, you can't avoid it. I mean, I'd give another season. I mean, maybe there was just a bunch of different things that happened, but I mean, and he's gone all in. I love the fact that he says, I'm just not going to do this. And if you want to play football for me, I'm just not going to participate in that. And I'm going to turn you into a man. I mean, it's all the reasons I would send my son there. All the reasons, like everything being equal, go there, right? This is an organization you want to play for. But unfortunately, he's not going to end up with the best players, and he's not going to have the roster. And I think that's what's happening now, right?
I think he's almost going to be the main factor of his own demise. Is what got him there is exactly what you said. It's the culture, it's the program. He does it the right way. You can't knock that. Nobody can argue it. I also think with the money being thrown around now, unfortunately, that's not what wins.
Right.
And with how he did it and the success he got, if Clemson every year was a 7-5, 8-4 team, nobody would think twice. But he's put himself with the Nick Sabans, with the Alabamas, the Georgias. They're on that level now where 9-3 doesn't cut it anymore. Yeah. And that I understand as a fan, that's ridiculous for a lot of people to hear.
Yeah.
But a bowl win, winning the ACC, it's a good year, but it's not the standard that he's put there. So power to him for that. But he has made them a national championship contender every year. And the last 5 years have not lived up to what he's made the program. So I think that's unfortunately his biggest issue is he won't adapt, but he also put them on such a pedestal. It is an unrealistic goal for that to happen every year, but for it to go 5 to 6 years with where the program was, I think that's where a lot of the heat is coming from at this point.
I think so. We'll see what happens. I think he's going to have to change, or he's going to have to go the way of Nick Saban and just say, you know what, this isn't for me. I've had enough. I don't want to participate in it and get out. I don't see him doing that. So I'm kind of with you guys. I think there's going to be a slight change. He's got to build this roster, though. Dabo Swinney, we're talking about in Clemson. You're on Godzilla Wins. I'm John Fredericks. Logan Paul with us, senior writer for WVSportsNation.com. Matthew Lumpston. Probably don't know this about Matthew, former A-grade player, baseball at Clemson University, also a professional, I don't know what we would call you. I guess the politically correct word would be handicapper, gambler, aficionado, but he makes his living through picking winning teams. Let me just put it that way. And he's done very, very well. And so we love having him on a show, and he never charges you for his picks, which is even better. So thank you for that, Matthew. This segment brought to you by a founding sponsor of Godzilla Wins, and that is Mike Lindell and My Pillow. I want to thank them for their belief in us. Also want to give a shout out to their marketing vice president, Dawn Curtis, who has been with us from the beginning, and Dawn is the absolute best. And thank you, Dawn, for all you do. Listen, I've been sick all week. I would have never gotten to sleep without my pillows, because I can't lay prone. You don't want the details, but I'm coughing, so I got to prop all my pillows up and go in the second bedroom, and it's just me and the cat in there. And without my pillows and my pillow geezer sheets, man, I wouldn't get any sleep at all with this cough that I've had. So But they got a sale going on right now. It's going to knock your socks off. My Pillow's $19.98. It goes right up from there. But I tell you what, it's about quality of life. Just you want to sleep well. The Giza sheets $29.98. That's a super deal. I got the My Pillow slippers on right now. So one of the best things you do when you get up is you slip right on your feet. You feel fantastic. So support our sponsors. Support My Pillow. You're going to get a great deal. I want to thank Dawn for all she does. Dawn, you're the best. And just go to mypillow.com/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla, mypillow.com, promo code Godzilla. You're going to get all the deals right there. And if you like our show, get something from My Pillow, quality of life, great savings. Go to mypillow.com, promo code Godzilla. Dawn, Curtis, you're the best. You're my sunshine. Thank you for all you do. It's been an honor working with you for all this time since Godzilla Win started. Dawn has been there. So thank you, Dawn, for being a believer. When the show started, it was kind of like, okay, where's this going? Now we're probably the hottest thing in the weekend. So Dawn's been there for us. So thank you guys for that. Okay, before we get to football of the picks and games today, I can't stand Rob Manfred. I hate the MLB suits in New York City. I think they're a bunch of asshats. They all went to Ivy League schools. Most of them never got out of T-ball. They never played the game. They make me sick. All of them, I hate them. Having said that, now they're going to go to robo strikes, 2 challenges a game. Umpires calling balls and strikes are part of the game. Anybody that's pitched, they're part of the game. You got to understand what the strike zone is. You got to figure it out. You got to get the pitches framed properly by your catcher. It is part of the law of the game. And now they want to bring in robo umps. 2 challenges a game, more time wasted. Logan, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, even though I'm a younger, new school type of guy, I would definitely say that in terms of baseball, you got to keep it simple and keep it to its roots, I would say, in certain areas. And I think calling balls and strikes, umpiring, missing balls and strikes, I think that's all part of the game. I think that's part of the human error. I mean, all throughout baseball, you have areas where, players can make simple mistakes like drop a fly ball or bobble a grounder or for a pitcher consistently miss your spot. And part of baseball also is the umpire, maybe not being that good or maybe missing some calls or having a really tight strike zone, and you have to work around that.
Right.
The pitcher has to know how to manage that situation to where they can still achieve success for that day. I mean, and then not every umpire is going to have the same strike zone, so you have to also tailor to that. And I think that's also up to the catcher. I think that makes a catcher better, knowing how to frame and knowing how to work with the umpire and the relationship building. I think that's all how a catcher can differentiate himself as I also deserve to play on certain days because look, I can frame really well, or I can manage the situation with the umpire and do damage control. I think all that is part of the game, and if you go to these robo umps, a lot of that is going to obviously get taken away with it.
It's just to me, it's a waste of time and energy because arguing balls is right. Look, as a pitcher, I threw a fork ball. That was my out pitch, and it dipped out. It looked like a fastball that just dropped off the table. It went north to south. If I wasn't getting that call over the knees, I was not gonna be successful in that game. So you got to figure it out. Right? I mean, some umps are not going to give me that. You got to figure it out. Matthew, you played ball. A lot of times you're up there. You think it's a ball. They call it a strike. What do you think of this?
So I'm mainly against it. Obviously, I would say I think they could be on the right track, but to a certain extent. I think Logan made a lot of great points. I think it's part of the game. I don't think it should be changed. And then I also do realize there are the Angel Hernandezes of the world that just ruin everything they touch. So, I get that part. I would say, in my opinion, I think the best way to approach it would be the challenges. Sure, you should never go to full robo umps. I think that's a disgrace. I think there should be 2 to 3 challenges, but it shouldn't be based on the generated strike zone. So you can go, there's a whole page on Twitter. It's like the umpire report, and it's the established strike zone. So the only thing that I can complain about as a hitter that I'm sure Joe will complain about at Maryland, if you are a consistent umpire, you can live with it. If you're going to give 1-2 balls off, but you call it every time, that's on us at that point. We need to adapt. That's the part that you made earlier. You know what it is. The biggest issue is when they're inconsistent. If they're calling everything 1 ball off, but then all of a sudden 3 balls off, 2 balls in, that's the biggest issue. So I think the challenges could work, but it should be based on the established strike zone of the umpire, say 50 pitches in. When he's established, I'm going to give this ball 1 ball off, 1 ball in, whatever it is. Base the challenge off of the established strike zone that the umpires had. Hold him to a standard of consistency, and I think you could be on.
But they're not gonna do that. They're just gonna put that box up, and you're either in or out by the. I talked to Joe on it last night. He's a traditionalist like me, but he's a favor of it because his ball moves so much. He says a lot of times umps will think it's a ball coming in, it breaks over, it's a strike. He doesn't get the call. So he's got the opposite view. He's like, if your ball moves a lot and it's breaking over, a lot of umps, it takes them like 2 innings to be able to figure it out. So we'll see what happens. I don't like it because I think umps are part of the game. So I'm with you guys on that, and we'll see how that goes. Mike Gundy gets crap canned. Logan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it was a long time coming. Love Mike Gundy, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Iconic, historical, been there since 2005 and brought them a lot of success, especially in the 2000s. And, I think that he's someone who's always going to have a place in college football history. But he's just a simple case of, he didn't evolve with the times and he got left behind. And, yeah, I think it was just Oklahoma State needed a new voice. Sometimes the message can grow stale, and I think for Mike Gundy and the Cowboys, that's what happened. They had a really bad year last year. They were 3-9, and then they're not looking good this year. So I think that it was a long time coming. I'm just surprised that they did it already. I was kind of surprised they weren't going to give him the full year, or kind of like a little reunion year where you could say your goodbyes, but. Hey, it's a business, and hey, you got to make money. You got to pay you got to get the donors happy, and if Cannon Mike
He didn't
Gundy,
make it happen. He didn't make it happen. And the problem now, Matthew, in college football is if your alumni gets down on you, if the donors get pissed, they need money, right? It's bigger than ever. They need money, and so now when the donors and the boosters and the NIL people and the country roads of the world, when they start getting mad and stop giving you money, you've got to make a change, Matthew.
100%. I mean, right or wrong, the alumni, the fan base, they're going to have way more say than they should now because in the era we're in, you need the money to pay the players. And if you don't get the money, you're in some trouble. So as soon as the people with the money start complaining, they're going to have a much more powerful voice than they should. In terms of Mike Gundy, keep it short and sweet. I think it was about time. I mean, they're double-digit favorites every week, and then they're getting blown out by double digits. The program's trending in the wrong direction. Respect for what he's done. Great coach, but clearly wasn't turning around, just downhill quickly.
All right, guys. We're going to get to our football picks now. This segment in college football brought to you by DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com. Just download their app. Put in promo code Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla. Bet $5. You're going to get $200 in free bets instantly. Gamble responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. Download the DraftKings app. Put in $5. Promo code Godzilla. That's it. $200 in free bets. $5 get you 205. And here we go, guys, with some of our picks. We got to go rapid fire. Okay, we're gonna start with a snoozer. Rutgers at Minnesota. Minnesota, a 5.5 point favorite. Logan.
I like Minnesota. I like PJ Fleck, and they're at home. Rutgers, I think Minnesota is going to have this one here. I don't know too much about Rutgers, but I know Minnesota has a good team and well coached. I'll take the Minnesota cover 5.5.
Matthew.
I'm on the flip side here. I think Rutgers' defense is atrocious, but Minnesota's down Darius Taylor, their starting running back, who I personally think should be a top 2 round pick. I think it's going to be ugly, but I'll take Rutgers to cover.
It's going to be a cold day in hell before I lay 5.5 against any Big Ten team with Minnesota. I'm taking the Scarlet Knights here to win this game outright. Minnesota smoke and mirrors. I love Rutgers in this game. Let's go to the SEC. Kentucky goes to the Gamecocks. I love this game. This is one of those fun SEC games, right? Where you're like, well, why are they even here? Kentucky goes there, and we got Carolina minus South Carolina minus 5.5. This on the SEC network. It's in Columbia. Why is South Carolina minus 5.5 here, Matthew?
I think it's the preseason hype. Sellers, I think, is legit. The Vandy game got away from him. I do think Missouri's better than people give him credit for. I would lean South Carolina at home. I'll never say anything nice about South Carolina being a Clemson alum, but that is a tough place to play. I'll give them credit there. It's rowdy, 8:00 kickoff. I like the under the most. South Carolina can't score. Kentucky's an under team. I think it's going to be an ugly SEC night game, but I like the under. I think it was 47.5 last I looked.
Yep, 47.5. Logan?
Yeah, I like that. I think that you're also going to see Kentucky cover, but I think that South Carolina can definitely win this game outright. I think they're the better team. Kentucky hasn't really been tested, and when they did, they played Ole Miss, and they fell short. And South Carolina, it doesn't look like they're going to have the year that fans necessarily expected. Sellers is really good, but the team as a whole is not clicking necessarily. But they're still a good team. But I expect it to be an ugly SEC game, middle of the day. Give me Kentucky to cover.
Okay, look, guys. You guys are making this too easy for me. I love Kentucky here. I mean, who is again? Kentucky comes into these games. Nobody gives them any credit. South Carolina this and South Carolina, they're getting all this hype. They're just not that good of a team. And I'm getting 5.5. And I think that, look, when you think the team can win the game and they're the underdog, that's the bet to make. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I think Kentucky's going to win this whole game. My theory of gambling is when I'm betting the underdog, I don't bet the money line. I take the points. So I'm going to take the 5.5 here with Kentucky. Here's a game I love. We got some good games to tout here. Here's a game I love. BYU, the Mormons going to Colorado. And now they got Colorado how is this game 6.5? What the hell's going on there? What is up with that? Is BYU that good?
I don't know if BYU is that good, but I really don't think Colorado's any good. I think that the Dion hype has just kept them a lot more relevant than it should. And I mean, they haven't really played anyone. They lost to Houston. They lost to Georgia Tech. I mean, I guess who beat Clemson, but I'm going BYU here. I think they're a much more complete football team, and I think Colorado's in a little bit over their heads here for it to only be a 1-touchdown spread.
What do you think, Logan?
Yeah, it's definitely Colorado not being a good team. They still can't run the ball. Their defense is not very good. They're basically the same exact team without Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. So all the negatives they had previously are still retained, and then they don't have those star players to save them in their their loaded quarterback room that they do have. It has not worked out whatsoever. Yeah, I think BYU should easily cover this game. Easily.
I can't see Colorado staying with BYU. I really don't. I mean, I got to lay 6.5. I'd probably lay 9 or 10 in this game, guys. I just don't see it. I mean, Deion Sanders he's got a long way to go with this team. He doesn't have his kids there. He doesn't have Travis Hunter. I think a part of this line is based on Deion and the hype you get from him. This really should be 9. I think I'm getting a 3.5 underlay. So I love this is one of my 2 best bets in college. I love Brigham Young University minus the 6.5. Okay, let's get to Arizona goes to Iowa State. This game is at 4:00 on ESPN. It's 5.5. It's pretty interesting here, right? I mean, Arizona, the Big 12 team, Iowa State, Big 12 team, conference game. Iowa State has played some really tough games. What do you think here, Logan?
Yeah, Arizona has looked good to start the season, and that's a good look. They had a disappointing year last year, but they've looked good. They handled Kansas State in their first Big 12 matchup, and Kansas State was supposed to be one of the hotter teams in the Big 12 coming into the year, and they haven't really done much. But for Arizona, they were able to retain their quarterback Noah Fita, and I think that's been the biggest thing for him. He kind of struggled last year, but he's looked good. I like Arizona, but I like Iowa State better. I think they're going to be fighting all year for Big 12 championship, and they're at home, and they always play better at home. They have a really good home field advantage. So give me Iowa State to cover.
Yeah, no, I'm with Logan. I think I don't know if it's you lose your first game of the year in Ireland like FSU did last year. You're just supposed to lose every game all year. I don't know what happened to Kansas State. They're playing horrendous football, but I mean, so the Arizona win over them doesn't mean a ton to me. I think Iowa State's the better team. They're at home. You're giving me less than a touchdown. They've got the better quarterback, the better defense. I'm all over that.
Even with the 5.5.
Yeah. I'm taking Iowa State to cover that for sure. I think that should be a 7.5 in my opinion.
I agree with you. We're all of us are on Iowa State. Iowa State is a really good football team, and it's not like Iowa. They actually score. They actually have an offense, so they're getting mixed up. I'm just not a believer in Arizona. I'm a believer in Arizona State. That's why I bet a money line last night and cashed that ticket. But Iowa State is they're number 14 in the country. I think they get in the playoffs. I think they move up. This is a big game for them, big conference game. So I'm going to go with Iowa State minus the 5.5. Okay, I'm going to get to I got a couple of favorite. I got 3 best bets today. I'm going to get to my second best bet. USC going to Illinois. Now, Illinois is ranked number 23, right? But yet they played Indiana. They got, crushed, right? That was like a joke. USC, everybody's saying, are they ever going to come back? What Big Ten? What do you see here, Logan? Well, minus 6.5.
I really like USC here. 6.5 is a high number in Illinois. It's going to be a long travel for USC. Illinois really crapped the bed last week, and I think they exposed some of their weaknesses. I think they exposed one of the, things that I hate is the preseason rankings, and I think that Illinois kind of exposed that. They have looked really good the early part of the year. Their defense has seen much improvement, and that's something you don't normally see in a Lincoln Riley, team. So, minus 6.5 and at the home, but still give me the Trojans to cover.
Yeah, no, last week I was pretty high on Illinois. I thought they'd handle Indiana. And then I'm a little concerned with Southern Cal having a noon Eastern kickoff. That being said, you let up 63 points to Indiana. There's no shot you're stopping a Lincoln Riley offense. I mean, I don't see – I was kind of conflicted. I was like, it could be a good game. But I'm like, you let up 63 to Indiana. Lincoln Riley's going to put up 42 plus. Can Illinois really score 35? I'm not sure. I mean, Southern Cal is going to score enough points. Give me the 6.5 for sure.
Best bet of the college football weekend right here. This game, okay, you say, well, it's a 9:00 game for USC. They probably got there Wednesday, right? I mean, they didn't get there like last night. So they've been there 2 days. I don't know when they got there. This is conjecture.
They could have gotten there this morning. They're still scoring 40 against that defense.
Exactly. I mean, if I'm Lincoln Riley, I mean, this guy figures everything out. They are going to light Illinois up like a Christmas pinball machine with Santa there. This thing is good. They're going to put a 50 spot on Illinois, who was overrated. You saw that game last week. Right, and I think it was Coach Mayako picked them as his best bet. They got crushed. So this team is not that good. These are Big Ten games now. These are conference games. USC goes in there. I really thought this game would be 10. I mean, I don't know if I'm reading these lines wrong, guys, but I really thought this game would be 10. 6.5. As soon as I saw that, I jumped on it. I love the Trojans here. This is one of, I got a lot of best bets today. This is one of those college. Sometimes you look at the thing like, I don't really like, I like this game. Maybe I like a bunch of games here. I love USC. Okay. Here's another game I love. Why is this? This is a crazy week for me. Okay. Indiana at Iowa. Okay. Iowa doesn't score. They don't score any points, but they got a great defense. But I'm getting 8.5. This is another best bet. You think that you really think that you're going to come to Iowa and win this game by 9 against a team that gives up 3 field goals a game? This is one of the best defenses ever. Yeah, they don't score, but if they score 6, I'm going to win this game. I think Iowa pulls the upset here at home. I love Iowa plus 8.5. Matthew.
I'm gonna go the other way here. I like Signetti. I like Indiana. It's to your point. I don't know if Iowa can score. I think Indiana after last week's 63 points. I see them somehow finding a way to get to 21, and I think that's probably enough.
This is going to be a fun game. This is going to be a fun game to watch. And I'm competing now. Like, I don't know what game to watch at noon, right? Do I watch the USC game? I mean, do I watch the Iowa game? I don't know what I'm gonna do. No, that's at 3:30 this afternoon. Good, so I can see them both. All right, so I like Iowa. Matthew likes Indiana. Did we get to Logan?
No, I think I also like Indiana in this game. I think last week they definitely showed me some. Before that they were playing absolutely nobodies. They were playing like Old Dominion and just absolute randoms. So I think the fact that they were able to play Illinois and beat them so handily, I think that shows something. In Iowa, the only team they've really played this year is Iowa State, and they really were not in that game whatsoever. So give me Indiana.
The game went down to the final field goal. What do you think they were in that game? What was the game that you and I went head to head in best bets last week, and I kicked your butt?
I think it was I think I had Tulane winning.
Yeah, and I said it would be a blowout, and I was
that did not happen.
So you're going to go 0-2 with me on best bets, and look, fade Logan, take the 8.5.
I got Indiana.
Fade Logan. Fade him. You're picking Indiana, aren't you, Logan?
Yeah.
Fade him. Go with Iowa. Okay, Notre Dame and Arkansas.
I'm excited for this one. I'm excited. Notre Dame clearly has some defensive issues. I think that was evident against A&M. That being said, I don't think Marcus Freeman is a bad coach. I think they figure it out. Arkansas clearly has some defensive issues. I don't think they figure that out. So I'm going to go Notre Dame here, but I will preface with Arkansas quarterback Taylor Green is a stud. He is capable of keeping them in this game. So it wouldn't be far-fetched, but I'd be surprised if he did. I'm going Notre Dame. I think they get the defense figured out, and I don't think Arkansas can keep up with these shootouts. I mean, the defense is inept. You watch it against Ole Miss. You watch it against Memphis. It's blatantly horrendous. There's no other way to cut it. Defense sucks. Notre Dame's going to take care of business today.
Yeah, Arkansas's defense has been abysmal. I mean, they're letting out 29 points per game. However, their offense has been able to pick up the slack and save them in a lot of these games. On the flip side, they're averaging 40 points per game. But Notre Dame is a different beast, and while Arkansas is at home, I think Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman are going to be able to shut down the Razorbacks. And like you said, their quarterback, he's very explosive, very big arm. We'll be able to keep them in the game. However, I have liked Notre Dame this whole year, even though they've stumbled a little bit. They're still a very good football team, and I think I like in a close game Notre Dame to cover.
So they don't win games and they're still ranked. Like, how's that worked? Like, they keep losing games and they're still ranked in the top 25. At some point, Notre Dame has got to turn the corner, start winning some big games. I'm with you guys on this. I like the Irish minus 4.5. This next segment coming up brought to you by Rosie's Gaming. No more horse racing there, but they got OTB. They got the sportsbook upstairs. Rosie's Gaming all over Virginia, right? They're everywhere. They're in where the Emporia they're down by Danville. They're in Vinton by Roanoke. Ann just went there. She had to check out one of our stations in Hampton Roads, AM 1650. Thank you, Ann, for doing that, getting that straightened out. She said she went to Rosie's in Hampton, said it was fantastic, had a good time there. They're in New Kent, where the track is, in Rich Vegas, and the new Rosie's Hotel right in Northern Virginia in Dumfries. So you want to check that out. Win money, have fun, great atmosphere, one of the best environments ever set up. Big shout out to their marketing VP, Nate Mize, who's got a different kind of casino. It's fun. The food is great. The service is phenomenal. It's just great. And the lowest takeout in the country by any state. State legislators set that up that way, which means bigger jackpots, more money, more winning for you. Have fun, win money. Go to rosiesgaming.com. Rosiesgaming.com, another founding sponsor of Godzilla Wins. And Nate, we thank you for that. Guys, we got a lot of founding sponsors here. It's very rare to have founding sponsors that have stayed with us all this time as our show grows, and it's a testament to them. So for Rosie's, Nate Mize, and the team there, you guys are the best, and thanks for being with us. Go to rosiesgaming.com. That's rosiesgaming.com. Okay, we've got other games coming up here. I lost my place here. Auburn at Texas A&M back in the ACC. This game at 3:30 p.m. and Texas A&M minus 6.5. Logan?
Yeah, I like Texas A&M a lot in this. Auburn's really been really good though, and I think they could keep this game close. So part of me wants to take Auburn here, for the points, but I think Texas A&M is gonna just be too much. I think they win handily. So give me Texas A&M.
Matthew?
No, I agree with Logan. I think Auburn is okay. They lost last week to Oklahoma, who just reported QB played with like a broken hand in the second half. So respect to Mateer for that. But A&M's legit. That's a miserable place to play. And I don't think that Auburn's built for the type of game that's going to ensue. They're not built for a shootout with Jackson Arnold. As good as Cam Coleman and Singleton are, I don't think a shootout's a game they want to get into, and I think A&M's going to put up a ton of points.
I think 6.5 is a good bet. I'm with you guys. I like Texas A&M. Vols go to Mississippi State. Now, wait a minute. Mississippi State? I thought they perennial, like they don't. All of a sudden, I mean, they haven't been good since Jackie Sherrill was there. All of a sudden, Mississippi State winning games. Tennessee goes in 7.5-point favorite, ranked number 15 in the nation. This is a very dangerous game, Matthew. What do you think?
So this one is going to be my bet of the day, and I'm hoping that it's not going to come back to bite me. I'm going to buy it down to 7 just because I'm a big proponent of I like to get it to those 3s, 7s, 10s. Mississippi State, the cowbells can ring all they want. I've never seen them any good. West Virginia fans, close your ears. A win against a Big 12 team doesn't impress me. Tennessee just went toe-to-toe with Georgia. Tennessee has shown they are good. And I think Tennessee's going to go in there today. I think Tennessee's a legit team. I think that they want to make a statement, and I think it's going to be ugly. So I'm going Tennessee to cover handily. But I'm definitely going to buy it down to 7 just in case it is a touchdown.
All right, so it's a 7.5. So people that don't understand that, for laying a bigger odds, you can buy it from 7 to 7.5. So instead of laying 110, I just looked that up. You're going to lay 130. So it's a 2-dime difference with that squiggle there. So you're going to lay minus 130. Mississippi State Tennessee minus 7, and I think I'm going to go with that as well. I'm with Matthew 100%. I'm not going to buy down the half because I don't think I'm going to need it. So I'm going to save that money, waste of my money. I'm going to go with Tennessee minus the 7.5. Logan.
Yeah, I think this is a no-brainer. I think Tennessee's offense is going to be way too much for Mississippi State. I think that Bulldogs' defense has just not been very good. It's been very, average at best, whereas the Volunteers, they have been electric on offense. New quarterback from UCLA has been absolutely, dominant, and they're right back in the limelight. Many people thought they were going to be out of it once Nico Almalava, however you say his last name, completely butchered that. Went to UCLA. They did a little QB flip-flop. And, yeah, Tennessee's been really good, and I think they're going to continue today and steamroll past the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there's so many fun games today, guys. So all of us are on Tennessee here. Here's another one of my favorite games, 3:30 p.m. Like, I'm going to be flipping channels, right? I'm just going to be flipping channels because there's so many good games on all at the same time. LSU goes into Oxford, okay? This game is only minus 1.5. LSU giving the Rebs minus 1.5. I mean, look, I'm just going to start off. This is a 3:30 game. There's no way that I'm betting against Lane Kifflin at home with those Oxford fans going crazy. Maybe LSU is better than we think they are. Maybe they're not. But I'm a Rebs guy. I'm a Kiffin guy. and I'm going to go with the Rebs taking the 1.5. Logan?
This is a tough game for me. I really like LSU. I think they're a really good team. I think they're one of the best teams this year. Garrett, Nussmeier, gonna be a first round pick next year. Ole Miss, they've had a really good year. I didn't expect them to have this good of a year early on, and they're at home. Lane Kiffin, really good coach. I'm gonna say LSU. I think Nussmeier is the better quarterback, and I think that he's gonna be able to, on a big stage, show why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
Well, Matthew, you're the
John,
tiebreaker.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. I think being at home makes a difference. I think LSU's defense is legit. I don't think there's any questioning that. I think their offense, as good as Nussmeier is, it's not clicking. It doesn't look right. Ole Miss, I personally think, is better with Chambliss at QB. I think that going to the backup almost made them an upgrade. Held Tulane to 10 points, which my biggest concern with Ole Miss was the defense. Tulane's not a bad team. The defense showed up last week. And then for all of the people that like stupid things, turns out this week that Lane Kiffin's daughter is dating an LSU linebacker. That got broke on Twitter. And then Lane Kiffin replied with "take the over." So he seems, he's a character. He's awesome. Gotta love Lane Kiffin. He seems to say that they're going to run up the score if possible. And I think at home, I think Ole Miss could be one of those teams this year. 1.5, I'm taking Ole Miss for sure. I'm with John.
See, I love Kiffin, and I love the
Nothing
response.
better.
I love the response on Twitter.
Okay.
Take the over. The guy is just hilarious.
Oh, it's breaking news of his daughter with an LSU linebacker, a picture. It gets broke that they're dating, and he responds to the tweet with "take the over." Good enough motivation for me. If you didn't have an angle in this game, now I'm with Ole Miss.
It's the guy's hilarious, and
it's fantastic.
He's just fantastic, and he's got a great family. He's I understand from Jack that went there. He's a good dad. I think his first marriage split up, but he takes care of his kids. But that was just a great tweet. You gotta love this guy. I love Ole Miss at home. They're gonna be going crazy there. It's hotty toddy and all that stuff, and they started partying there around Friday afternoon. So that's going to be good. I love Ole Miss in this game. Okay, got another best bet coming up. Let's see how we are on time. We only got 3 minutes, guys, so we gotta roll. We got 2 more games. Alabama goes to Georgia, right? In Athens, -2.5. This is my best bet of the day. Now I got 3 of them.
I'm with you, so I hope we're on the same page.
I love Georgia in this game. Alabama's they're just not that good. They're not that good. And I know Georgia's not, they don't roll out of bed, going to the national championships. Now they got to go fight for it. But you give me Georgia, you give me them at home, you give me between the hedges. You get an Alabama team coming in that I think is dramatically overrated, who got beat by Florida State. And I can't believe this game is 2.5. It's all hype. Give me the dogs. Go dogs -2.5. Matthew.
No, you're spot on. Between the hedges, you just went to Knoxville. You pissed off 100,000 people in the middle of Knoxville, Tennessee. And now you're telling me that a team's best win over Florida State, which doesn't even look as good after last night, no disrespect, beating Wisconsin does not even remotely come close to impressing me. Like, your wins, they're not good. Let's call it how it is. I think Alabama fans hate DeBoer. I don't know if the players like DeBoer. Athens is going to roll today. The place is going to be bumping. Georgia's going to take care of business, and they're going to show why they're a top 5 team in the country.
This is another game I thought should have been 5 or 6.
Easy.
I look at this thing, it's under a field goal.
No,
I got a better team at home with a better coach.
Night game between the hedges. Come on.
Well, they haven't beaten anybody, right? Come on, Wisconsin, give me a break.
Even Maryland took care of Wisconsin. Malik Washington
clobbered them.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Maryland, by the way,
Maryland's legit. Watch out for them. Watch out for them against Washington next week.
I was going to that game today at 3:30, but obviously I'm under the weather, so I can't get people sick around me. But they're a legit team. Okay, Logan.
Yeah, I like the Bulldogs here easily in this game. 2.5's really pretty low. I would think more like 4.5 or 5.5. But yeah, Georgia's just a better team. They have beat Tennessee last week. That really says something. Alabama hasn't done much. Give me Georgia pretty easily.
All right, guys, we got one more game on the docket. We all like Georgia. Oregon goes to State College. They go to Penn State minus 3.5. They're number 3 in the country. Oregon, number 6. This is another game, 7:30 p.m. There's so many great games on today. I'll start because we've only got a minute and a half. I'm not going to bet Penn State, right? You guys know that. I can't stand Coach Franklin. Oregon is one of the best teams in the nation. They're going to put a lot of points up today. You can do all the whiteouts you want. I'm taking the 3.5 in the Ducks. Logan?
Yeah, which side of Drew Aller are we going to get today? Are we going to get, someone who throws a bad interception late in the game to, seal the loss, or are you going to get someone who throws 3 or 4 touchdowns, a couple of deep balls thrown in, and leads the team?
20 seconds. Make your pick.
Yeah, with that all being said, I like Oregon here. I like Oregon. Better offense.
Matthew, you got 10 seconds. Make your
dumbest thing I can do all day, but it's a wideout. Pat McAfee's there. James Franklin sucks, but they're more experienced. I'm going to go Penn State and probably regret it.
All right, NFL next. Keep it right here on Godzilla Wins.
West Virginia Sports Nation gives you a top-of-the-mountain view of the Mountaineers sports landscape. See what's happening in all the sports, far beyond football, basketball, and baseball. Gymnastics, track and field, rowing, swimming and diving, golf, volleyball, tennis. More sports, more stories. If the Mountaineers play the game, WVSportsNation.com has it covered. Up-to-date and insightful articles written by Mountaineers for Mountaineers Nation. WVSportsNation.com. WVSportsNation.com. WVSportsNation.com.
The best part about waking up in the morning is a great cup of coffee, and I get this every day with my 1775 coffee. It's rich, it's bold, best tasting coffee I've ever had. Single origin, farmed in Bolivia, 7,000 feet. It's always fresh, roasted daily. This is the best coffee you're ever going to get. Go to 1775coffee.com, 1775coffee.com. Promo code Godzilla, 10% off. It's going to make your day every day.
You woke up with a sore throat and a low-grade fever. You know you are getting sick, so here's your choices. You can get sicker and miss work. Try to see a doctor this week or sit hours in a crowded waiting room at urgent care.
I have a smarter option for you. Open your medical emergency kit. Match your symptoms to doctor-recommended prescription in your booklet and take the right meds now and get well faster.
This is not a first aid kit. It's like having an urgent care in your home. It includes doctor-prescribed medications to treat over 39 medical issues like respiratory infections, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, and more.
No waiting to see the doctor and no standing in line at the pharmacy. It's right here.
Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit, and here's how to order.
Order online fast and save $45. Your kit with prescriptions to treat common and life-saving illnesses is rushed to your door. Visit twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla.
John Frederick, your Godzilla of truth, fiercely independent.
No ties to Wall Street. I promote Main Street.
The John Frederick Media Network, privately owned and operated, on top of the issues on air and online.
Trucking the truth every day for 14 years.
The John Frederick Show drives your morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. The only independent White House correspondent with live reports from the White House. Hit JohnFredericksRadio.com. Watch at JFMN.TV. John Frederick, your Godzilla of truth.
Who's going to stop me now?
Nobody.
Did you know that somebody could literally steal your house? Yeah, that is a thing that happens. It is when a criminal forges your signature on one document, uses one fake notary stamp, and then spends about $30, $40 with the county recorder. They then take out loans using your home equity as collateral. And the worst part of it is, you don't even know it's happening until you start getting collections and foreclosure notices. Most people don't check on their home title because why would you feel like you needed to? But this right here is why you need to use Home Title Lock. They have $1 million triple lock protection that helps keep your home and equity safe. It includes 24/7 monitoring with protection immediately, urgent alerts in case there's any changes in your title. Then if fraud does happen, they have a US-based restoration team that will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title.
Find out if you're already a victim. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now.
John Fredericks, he's America's Godzilla of truth. All week long, he's world-renowned for his proficient proclivity to prophesy the people's political picks with pinpoint precision.
Yeah, baby!
Then, on the weekends, he gets with the guys that are pretty wise, and Godzilla wins. Godzilla Wins, the sports picking show for winning dough. Money lines, parlays, over-under, the best plays. You choose the game, Godzilla picks the winners. Get expert analysis, exclusive insights, and have a little fun. When the game is on your mind and money's on the line, Godzilla Wins is your guide to picking winners. Godzilla Wins, on the screens of your TV and favorite devices, commanding radio airwaves far and wide. Before you make that play, hear what the Godzilla crew has to say. Presented by WestVirginiaSportsNation.com, it's time for Godzilla Wins, all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Oh yeah,
For entertainment purposes only.
Rogers, normally your host, he's with us, but he is at the game. West Virginia at home today, 3:30 p.m. start. Utah Utes, the Mormons coming into town. We're going to be leading off talking about that just a second, then go into the NFL. I want to thank everybody for being with us today. I want to thank our panel, Jonathan Edwards, senior writer now coming up for and associate editor of WVSportsNation.com. Mitch Rogers is with us from his car. He's going to the game as well. Matthew Lumsden, a professional handicapper and gambler and a alum of Clemson University, played baseball there, one of the best hitters they had early back in his career. And Logan Powell, the senior writer for WVSportsNation.com. So a little bit of a bigger panel today than we had earlier. So I want to thank Matthew and Logan for hanging in there. I'm getting over this cold that goes on forever, it seems. So, guys, thanks for bailing me out today. Hopefully I'll be back good as gold on Monday. I got to tell you guys, I love doing Godzilla Wins. I can only do you see they got the White House backdrop behind me. I can't figure out how to change it, so that's what it is. I have to get Waddy in here. But politics all week. I look forward to this because it's a break. And now the college football is rolling, got the NFL rolling. We got baseball playoffs, got hockey coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for being with us, everybody here. And this segment brought to you by DraftKings. Just go to DraftKings.com, download the Sportsbook app on DraftKings, put in $5 and promo code Godzilla, and you're going to get $200,000 free bets instantly that you can use, bet all the teams that we have or fade us or do whatever you want. But $5 will get you $205. Just go to DraftKings.com, download their app, boom, done. Put in promo code Godzilla, $5 will get you $200 in free bets instantly. As soon as you bet, it doesn't matter what you bet it on. You're going to get 200 free bets. So have fun, play with their money, and it's good to go. This segment also brought to you by WV Sports Nation. If you're in West Virginia or you follow West Virginia sports of any kind, doesn't matter, volleyball, basketball, hockey, they don't have a hockey team, right? Rowing, rifle, doesn't matter, football, whatever it is, we cover it. Go to WVSportsNation.com, WVSportsNation.com. I bet if they had a hockey team, it would be pretty good, to be honest with you. Certainly,
well, they have a club team. They need
to be playing in the NCAA. They get a lot of people. Just go to WVSportsNation.com. Mitch Rogers, you can follow him there. His column, Mitch Please, and you've got Jonathan Edwards, our associate editor, Logan Powell, one of our senior writers, all with WVSportsNation.com. Guys, we're going to get to the NFL, but I wanted to get you guys on before we talked about, even though tomorrow when this plays, it'll be old news, but we got to talk right now about the WV, the West Virginia game. Now that you're all on here at home, Utah coming in, they're a 12.5 point underdog. I've already given my pick on video. Just go to WestVirginiaSportsNation.com, my Facebook video there. I'm picking WVU plus the 12.5. I don't think it's going to be anything like Kansas State at home. I think they're going to make the adjustments. I also think that the Utah football team is dramatically overrated, and so they got to come into our place. I think with a new quarterback, Jalen Henderson, this is going to be a very competitive game. I'm taking the 12.5. Let's go around the room. Logan.
Not gonna lie, John. The exact opposite for me. I don't think this is gonna be a close game. I think Utah, they got their butts whooped by Texas Tech last week, and I think they're gonna come back with some virgins. I think they're really good up front. Front seven's really good on both sides. And West Virginia are gonna be without Nico Markiel, all these other injuries. I don't think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be a blowout. I think Dampier's gonna run all over us. Give me Utah with the spread.
Matthew.
Yeah, I'm not even going to lie. I'm not touching this. We're going to let the West Virginia Sports Nation team, they don't miss, and I can't get anything right. I thought that Pitt would smoke West Virginia. I thought West Virginia would cover against Kansas. So, I mean, I'm not going to embarrass myself here. We're going to let the boys on the scene. They do great stuff with West Virginia. They're going to give you the best advice here.
Well, I've picked 4 WVU games. I'm 4-0. Plus, I picked an outright money line winner, the victory over Pitt. Mitch?
Can you guys hear me? This is my setup from the road. All right,
Yeah.
perfect. Hey, you're missing the biggest X factor here. I'm back in Morgantown, baby. I'm looking at the old liquor outlet that we used to go to 25 years ago. It's still there, right at the BFS
Are you at
station,
Ashbrook?
baby.
Ashbrook?
Yeah. I had to get off quick. I
Oh.
didn't want to miss this. So,
yeah.
John,
You're right up the hill
unfortunately,
from me.
If you're 4-0, I'm going with you, right? Texas Tech destroyed them. Utah was the top 20 team coming into the game. There's something about the bump from being at home. Jalen Henderson scares me a little bit because he can't pass worth anything. He can run a little bit, but just on nothing, just on your mojo, John, I'm going West Virginia plus.
Here's why I like Henderson today. I love Henderson today because he's not in for 2 series, 3 series. He's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Until further notice.
That's a huge deal.
Until further notice. That is for his confidence. I mean, this guy played at Texas A&M. He started games there and won games in the SEC. This guy's no joke. And look, I love Nikolai. He's a good guy. He's a really good kid, but he's slow. He's not that good of an athlete. He can't run, and he doesn't have a big arm. So, like 0 for 4. He's a really nice guy. Wish him the best. The future of this team is Jalen Henderson. I think he has a breakout game today. Jonathan.
I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I'm still leaning toward Utah, but I think it's within a 5 or 6 point game. I really do. And I think this one might be low scoring.
So
All
just
Jonathan,
to give the listeners a little bit more motivation, I'm 0-4 with West Virginia this year. So I'm gonna own that. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with West Virginia. And my first thought was definitely Utah -12, and everybody associated with West Virginia here is on West Virginia. So do with that information as you will. Now I'm feeling a little bit confident about jumping on West Virginia.
I just think they're going to score today, and I don't think they get blown out at home. And I'm reading all the hype. Oh, Utah's mad. Well, they're mad because they got their ass kicked at home by Texas Tech. Oh, Texas Tech is great.
West Virginia.
They ran the ball.
Texas Tech ain't that bad,
35. Look, they ran the ball 33 times. They got 100 yards, right? They have this great running team. It's all smoke and mirrors, right? Plus, here's the X factor. They got to come into Motown. They're a bunch of Mormons. They don't drink. What? You can't come into our town and you don't drink. Look at Mitch right now is at a bar. That's it. We drink, we burn couches. You guys can't come in. You're Mormons. You're going to get that crap kicked out of you today.
Well, speak of Mormons, we better win this week because we go to BYU next week, and there's no chance.
That's going to be bad.
It's all
We're
good.
about to lose the Mormons 2 weeks in a row.
Okay, let's get to NFL, guys. We got to roll. I looked at the game on Thursday night. I didn't bet it. I looked at it. I think Seattle was 1.5, and Ann was there, and she's like, what do we do? And I said, I'm not going to bet this game because somebody's going to win by a field goal as clock runs out, which is exactly what happened. Seattle looking pretty good to me. They could be undefeated. Tough game. Cardinals. Where are the Cardinals going here? I'm just going to ask one person, and then we're going to move on. Matthew Lumsden.
Yeah, so I might be a little biased, but I think the Cardinals suck. I think Kyler Murray's terrible. I took Seattle on Thursday, and it had nothing to do with Seattle. You're telling me with Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., all the weapons there, and they can't score 24 points a game? I mean, Kyler Murray's a problem. He's not – forget what happened in college. The dude's not an NFL quarterback. I'll stand on that one. Yeah, that's all I got to say on that.
Enough said. I'll take that to
Yeah.
heart. I didn't bet the game. I was going to bet the Cardinals, and I'm like, they're going to find a way to lose again.
Kyler will find a way.
So I just didn't bet the game. But let's get to the games. Ooh, let's get up early on Sunday. Let's go. We got one of these out of Ireland games here in Dublin. Minnesota going to the Steelers. Steelers minus 2.5. What do you guys think? Let's start with Mitch.
You know, when we bring up Seattle, maybe that Steelers one loss isn't as bad as we all thought it was. It was just a couple mistakes, and Seattle looks like a really good team. Pittsburgh traveling out of the country, going to play games has not bode well for them historically, and it's always been with Mike Tomlin. Carson Wentz, I just can't imagine that he's going to have 2 good games in a row. I have faith that the Steelers are going to get better against the run and with their rushing attack. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been great. He's one of the lowest rated PFF quarterbacks, but he's been clutch. I'm going to give the Steelers edge it out here, 3 points. It's almost when you go down Dublin, they have like Steelers bars, and there's a lot of Vikings fans too. So it's going to be these are probably the 2 fan bases that they both have like there's the Steelers have bars all across the country. Vikings have bars all across the country. So these fans travel well. So it's going to be a good game. I think the Steelers will edge it out here, but Carson Wentz having a resurgence somehow does scare me slightly, but I think we figure it out.
Oh, come on.
He looked good
Give
last
me
week.
a break. He had one good game. This guy's been bounced around more than a tennis ball at a bocce ball thing. This he gets bounced around from team to team. All of a sudden, he's the answer to Minnesota. Give me a break. I love the Steelers here. You guys don't give Aaron Rodgers enough credit. You don't give the whole Steelers nation enough credit. They're going to go into Dublin. They're going to win this game. I love Pittsburgh. Minnesota smoke and mirrors. Logan.
All right, I want to preface by saying I am a fan, so take this for what it's worth. I think the Steelers are absolutely terrible. There's not many redeeming qualities with this team right now. You know, we beat the Patriots last week. Shouldn't have. Don't care. 21-14, 5 turnovers, does not matter. Barely won. They're terrible. With that being said, though, I don't see them losing to Carson Wentz in Dublin. And I think like our ownership is from Dublin, Ireland. I think they're from Ireland.
What are you guys banging the Steelers? They're winning games. I mean, they got 5 turnovers because their defense got 5 turnovers.
Hey, what
are you guys banging on the Steelers for?
They didn't just drop the ball.
Jonathan,
we had to hit them.
Exactly.
Man,
Jonathan, go
listen, here's the thing. As a Patriots fan, last week kind of hurt. We should have won that game at least 6 times. If Ramondre can run over you and just
woulda, shoulda, coulda, L.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Jordan, I'm not saying we didn't deserve it. Jordan Mason might run for 150 yards today, but I still think Pittsburgh has the home field advantage. Take the Steelers, I guess. Why not?
Matthew?
Yeah, with Jonathan being a diehard Patriots fan, Logan's analysis, I'm not sure if I laughed or if I was somewhat offended, but I mean, either way, that game was horrendous. The real winners here are the fans. I was in Dublin in July. God bless them. That's going to be a weekend. But I'm going Minnesota. I'm going Minnesota. Kevin O'Connell's a stud. I would hope Wentz at this point in his career can figure out how to not lose a game. And I honestly think he's an upgrade from McCarthy just due to experience. I think Minnesota gets it done.
Yeah, you guys suck.
Well, Brian Flores.
You got Mitch. You got all these guys banging.
He's going to put the pressure on the 50-year-old in the pocket.
No,
he's going to make him get rid of it.
Brian Flores is going to challenge that offensive line because the offensive line's trying to stay vanilla to get cohesion, and he's not going to allow that to happen. So
it's going to be blitz after blitz.
Yeah, they need to be on their toes. But I think the Steelers get it done.
Shout out to Roger.
You guys are not giving his team enough credit. You're not giving Aaron Rodgers enough credit. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a great season. He's going to win this game. Steelers are going to go home with a victory, and I'm getting 2.5. I'm taking it. Okay, Washington goes to Atlanta. Oh, God, give me the patience.
Revenge game.
No Daniel.
God, give me the patience. No quarterbacks on either team. But our old friend Marcus Mariota comes from nowhere. He always has a good game. You put him in, he has a good game. He used to be in Atlanta. He had a couple good games with the Titans. He had some really good games. He always has a couple good games. But you just can't bet Atlanta. I'm sorry, guys. You can't. I mean, they beat Minnesota, then they go to Carolina. They got blown out. I mean, you got to be kidding me. And Washington wins with Mariota, and Atlanta's given 2.5. I'm going to take the Maestro, Marcus Mariota, and the Skins. I'm going to take the 2.5. Logan.
Yeah, I like the Commanders here. I think that they're overall a better team. You know, whenever you have your quarterbacks out, it's you got to look at the rest of the roster. And I think even though the Commanders are also going to be out Terry McLaurin, which is a big loss,
Yeah.
I still think that they're going to have enough to get past Atlanta. Give me Washington.
Yeah, I don't like with McLaurin out. That makes it more of a pick 'em. But with Cliff Kingsbury, I think the Commanders still get it done, no matter who's the quarterback right now.
They haven't been using Terry McLaurin that much anyway,
which is weird.
Matthew?
But Marcus Mariota's good with Cliff.
Matthew?
Yeah, no, it's another Wentz situation for me. Should be able to not lose them the game. I think that he's going to play clean football. I mean, no Daniels, no McLaurin, I think hurts. But then it's also, you just lost 30-0 to Carolina. I mean, that's enough for me. I'm not even going to watch this game, yet alone bet it. But if I had to go somewhere, I'd go Washington.
Jonathan Edwards?
Yeah, same thing here with me. Atlanta has Bijan, but outside of that, and I really think Penix is going to come into his own at some point. But after last week, how could you pick Atlanta? That was really bad. They'll probably get back on track at some point, but yeah, I don't know. I think, and I've been a big Marcus Mariota fan since he was at Oregon. So give me DC.
All
yeah,
right,
and the Commanders rush for 175 yards, so it's going to be on the ground. The ground game.
I mean, you can't bet Atlanta. I mean, it's simple. You just can't bet. Maybe they'll win. You just can't bet them. And I've said that from the beginning of the season. I cannot bet Atlanta because I don't know. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know who the hell shows up when you put your hand in it. All right, guys, we're behind. So I'm going to make this very quick. The next game, I just want your pick. New Orleans at Buffalo. Buffalo minus 15.5. Jonathan.
Buffalo.
Matthew.
Buffalo team total over 30.5.
Logan.
Yep, Buffalo.
Mitch.
Team total 30.5. I had that one as well. I like that. That is a great bet, Matthew.
John. Buffalo. Okay. Cleveland goes to Detroit. Lions minus 10.5. Mitch?
Oh, man. This is Cleveland coming off the Packers. Man, I'm going to go Detroit because I just can't see Cleveland winning 2 in a row against that competition. But my goodness, if they do, that's going to throw the AFC North into a tizzy.
Tizzy. Logan Powell.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Mitch. I don't think they're going to go back-to-back weeks of top-tier opponents. So, yeah. I think give me Detroit.
Matthew Lumsden.
Yeah, Detroit in a dome. Give me Detroit. They're going to put up the points.
Jonathan Edwards.
Man, if there was a defense that could stop Detroit right now, it'd be the way Cleveland's playing, but it's not going to happen. I'm still taking Detroit.
10.5 is a lot, guys, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe
I'm going to take the Browns here. I'm going to be I'm going to be the contrarian with the 10.5 because they're in every game. Even the games they lose, they're in the game. So the defense is playing great. Remember, Detroit went to Green Bay. They got clobbered. So let's see what happens. And to Mitch's point, if Cleveland wins this game, the whole AFC North Division, who the heck knows what's going to go on? Maybe they're a little better than we thought they were. Certainly their defense is playing great. So I'm going to take the Browns plus the 10.5. Carolina goes to New England. We'll go to Jonathan Edwards, a New England Patriot, Boston Red Sox, Boston Bruins sycophant. This game in New England, they're minus 5.5. Carolina coming off a big win, though.
That's what scares me. I don't know what to think of this team. I'm just hoping maybe Travion Henderson gets some more carries. I'll take New England. I'm not going to bet against them. They need a home win bad.
Matthew?
Yeah, no, the the Patriots make me ill. I'm going to go Hunter Henry over 37.5 yards receiving. And then to Jonathan's point, I do like Travion Edwards over 16.5 yards receiving. I think he's going to be in the game a lot more after last week.
Logan Powell.
Hey, yeah, I think New England is the better team. I think Carolina's coming off a really big win, but the Patriots they need that. They stack up some wins. They need some consistency in their offense, especially. But I think this is the game you get it. Give me the Patriots to cover.
Mitch Rogers.
Bryce Young, finally. He hasn't thrown a pick in like, I don't know, 7 quarters. He's finally here. Plus 5.5 with maybe the best quarterback that's playing in the NFL right now. No, just kidding. I am going to go with Carolina. Minus 5.5 scares me because New England played well last week, except for the turnovers. And so you would have thought it had been a little bit of a bigger spread. I'm going to go Carolina plus 5.5. Bryce Young, his emergence is real. You're going to feel it. 2025, baby. Finally, I've been clamoring for 2 years on the show. Finally, Bryce Young.
I'm going to shock all y'all. My best bet of the weekend, Panthers plus 5.5. I'm with Mitch. Bryce Young, all of a sudden, looks like, well, maybe he's an NFL quarterback. It's a huge win last week at home for them. And I'm just not a believer in Drake May. I'm not a believer in Vrabel. I'm not a believer, all the hype with New England. I just don't think they're that good. This might be a Carolina team that catches a couple wins here. So I think they're going to win the whole game in Gillette Stadium or whatever it's called now. We're at Foxborough. Is it still called Gillette, Jonathan? Or they changed?
It's still Gillette. It's still Gillette.
Still Gillette.
Still
Yeah, Mike Vrabel this, Drake May that, rah, 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 blah, blah, blah. Meantime, they don't win. I think Carolina catches them here. Everybody's thinking, oh, all I heard all week is New England should have won the game. All I know is they got an L after the L means loss, right? L. So what it shoulda, coulda doesn't mean crap. I'm going to go 100% Carolina.
John.
I think they're going to win the whole game.
John, I'm not as excited anymore because I forgot about your Vrabel bias. But
Screw
let's
Vrabel.
do this. Plus 5.5.
Screw Vrabel. He can't make adjustments in the second half, and he screwed the Titans, and we fired his ass. Okay, let's get to. Hey, you know what? If you're not going to My Pillow and getting their slippers, Mitch, did you get their slippers yet for your wife?
I haven't. I'm going to do it this week. I promise.
Quality of life. You get to be our age. Mitch, a little younger than me. Forget you millennials. Mitch, a little younger than me, but it's a quality of life, right? You want to be comfortable in life. And the best thing you could do is go to mypillow.com and get their slippers now. Because I'm telling you, when the clock goes off, and mine goes off at 3:50 a.m., right? It's like, I got to take off my CPAP mask. The cat, I got to get him the hell out of there. He's like right there in the middle, out, cat. And then I'm like, I got to get up. It's 3:50. Should I set? But then right by my bed are my pillow slippers. And it's like, you know what? This is a reason to get up, right? To put them on nice and comfy. All you got to do is go to mypillow.com, mypillow.com, promo code Godzilla, 10% off. You got a deal on slippers right now. You get them. You got to thank me later. And Mitch, get them for your wife. She's going to love you for it. She really is. And get a pair for yourself while you're at it.
I know. I like slippers.
Yeah. I have them on actually here. I got them on right now. Here they
those are going to be like Christmas story.
I got them on now.
Slippers.
I got them on now, man. They're so nice. And that's the one good thing about doing a Saturday show is I come over here. I don't have to put a suit on. I come over here, my pillow slippers. I'm good to go. Go to mypillow.com, promo code Godzilla, get the best deals.
So you roll into the south lawn of the White House with your slippers? I love it.
No, I have a suit and tie. No, I
love it. Hey, suit and tie and slippers.
Yeah, suit and tie and slippers. Although sometimes I do put my sneakers on when I have to stand up there for like 2 hours because everything is late. But I'm getting a little old for that. But we're not talking politics today. This is my break from politics, guys, even though I can't change my backdrop. Let's get to the next game here. Chargers, undefeated at Jets. Poor Jets.
They're the Giants.
Your son did this to us last week. He switches the New York team. I think he does this to keep us on our toes. East Rutherford, he flips-flops them. But they're playing the Giants this week.
Giants stuck. I mean, look, I'll just start 6.5, 9.5, 10.5. You just can't bet the Giants. worst franchise, second only to Tennessee. Two worst, most pathetic franchises right now, Giants and Titans. Chargers, I don't care if they're going to East Rutherford. I don't care what time the game is. I don't care if it's 9 a.m., 2 a.m. They're a better team. They might be one of the best teams right now in the NFL. I'm going to go with the Chargers minus the 6.5 over the Giants. Logan?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think the Chargers are one of the best teams in the league right now. And Justin Herbert, he is playing like a top 5 quarterback in the league. Now, the Giants made that quarterback switch. We'll see next week. But Chargers defense is also really good. They control the run game. I think the Chargers should cover here.
Matthew Lumsden, 6.5.
No, I think the Chargers should. I am a big Jackson Dart believer, though. I think that kid has immaculate swag, so I'm not going to touch the spread. But Amarion Hampton over 65.5 yards is the bell cow in a Greg Roman offense. Sign me up for that one. The Giants can't stop the run, so I like that play a lot.
Mitch?
God, I love when Matthew's on. I wasn't even thinking of that one. I'm smoking Jackson Darts here, baby. There is something weird with this spread. It scares the hell out of me. It should be 10.
The Mormons got swag, though.
Now it's 6.5. There's something abuzz about Jackson Dart and these Giants. I'm gonna take plus 6.5 and go with the New York Gents.
Giants.
Jonathan?
Yeah, that's the thing. I am a huge believer in Scadaboo, first of all. Second of all, I think Jackson Dart could be electric. I don't know if it'll be today, though, because I am all in on the Chargers. I think it's going to be a close game, but I've got LA.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know about Jackson Dart. I mean, he was not like a Heisman Trophy candidate or anything at Ole Miss, and he played for a great offensive mind. I don't know. I mean, it's going to take him a little bit of a while. This is a franchise that is in complete disarray. Chargers are a really good football team, so I'm going to stick with that. Eagles go to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay keeps winning. People keep saying they're not any good, but they keep winning. Like, they keep putting up W's. They're at home, getting 3.5. What do you think, Jonathan Edwards?
I think Godwin's back in the fold this week too, and I think you don't have Mike Evans, but then again, Evans hasn't been lighting it up so much this year anyways. So I think between Egbuka, Bucky Irving, Baker, that's a stout offense, and I'm gonna take Tampa Bay, but this is gonna be a really good game.
You're gonna take the 3.5 with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, why not?
Lumsden?
Yeah, I'm with Jonathan. I think you can't run against Tampa Bay. Philly can't throw. And you can go argue with a wall. Baker Mayfield's a top 5 QB in the league. The stats don't lie. Dude's got swag, and he is winning ball games down in Tampa Bay. I like them at plus 3.5.
I'm with you. I like Tampa Bay here at home. This is going to be a fun game. This is really going to be a fun game. And somehow in the end,
this could be prime.
It's going to be a fun game. And somehow in the end, Baker Mayfield is going to complete a pass to get him in winning field goal range, just like he always does. I think this is really going to be a fun game to watch. It's a 1:00 game. I like Tampa Bay. Who'd I leave out, Mitch?
Well, yeah. So it feels like these teams play each other like every year, and they play in the playoffs every year for some reason. Even though I don't even know if that's true, I didn't even look that up. All right, if the Eagles were a new up and coming team, I might go with Tampa. They have the 27th ranked offense, and they're still undefeated. They're the champions. They're going to figure it out some week. And Tampa, I love the swag. I'm a Baker Mayfield fan now that he's out of Cleveland. But at some point, all those last-second victories are going to catch up to him. I think Philly rolls here and starts figuring their stuff out this week. So I'm going to go Philly huge in this game.
Did I leave anybody out?
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead, Logan.
Yeah, I'm really high on the Eagles. They haven't looked great, but I still think they're probably a top 2, top 3. They're definitely a top 3 team in the league. The Buccaneers look really good as well, but they almost just lost to the Jets last week. So, I don't know. I still am a little bit weary about the Buccaneers, but 3.5, I think I will take the Eagles to cover that.
I want to cut John off here. John has to be the first pick on this next one. We need the homegrown insight on this next play.
Yeah. We can't take
You need to give me some logical reasoning here. I got to know the inside scoop.
We suck.
Marquee matchup, 0-3 turds.
This is next game. Tennessee can't win at home or the road. Goes to Houston, who is desperate at 0-3. This franchise is in
What do you think?
complete and utter disarray. They're right up there with the Giants. I don't know what the hell Amy is doing, the owner. I mean, they give away their best cornerback for nothing. Didn't like him in the locker room. They have no culture. Callahan is not an NFL coach. They don't have a roster. You can't win football games without a roster. I like Cam Ward, good picks. Going to take him a while. My son Joe and I are Titans fans. Joe's like, Dad, we're going to get 2-15. I'm like, really? Show me the two teams that we can beat. Giants? I don't think so. This team is going to win a game or two or three max. This is right now the worst franchise in the NFL. Texas, the Texans have got to win this game. Get this. It opened at 4.5. It's now 7.5. There is not a single person on earth who is betting the Titans, along with me. Blowout. This game's going to be over at the half. Texans big. Matthew?
So I agree with everything you just said. I also have watched Houston play, and that O-line probably isn't even a JV O-line. So it's hard for me to really pull the trigger on them to win by 2 possessions. But on Thursday, I like Christian Kirk over 36.5 yards, if that's any consolation. I know Tennessee can't stop receivers. Kirk got 8 targets out of the gate. So that was my play. I think I might play Houston -7.5 after John's convincing now as well.
Oh, we suck. Logan?
Yeah, I don't love Houston's 7.5. I think, I don't know. I can see Houston's offense putting up, not much points to win by double digits, but also Tennessee's really bad. Tennessee, they would do really good if they had a really good option, like a really good wide receiver like they had a couple years ago. I think Calvin Ridley has struggled, and I think they need some more weapons. But give me Tennessee to cover. Give me Tennessee to cover.
You're a brave man, Mitch.
I mean, your son said that y'all are going to win 2 games, right? You're
Right.
playing an 0-3 team. CJ Stroud is sitting around in 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, looks like a lost puppy. Ward's been sacked more than anyone in the league, but I think I don't think that's going to happen today. I am going with your team +7.5 because they got to win 1, right? It might as well be against an 0-3 team.
They're a tough watch. The penalties, the team is undisciplined, and they're so poorly coached. And the guy makes no adjustments in the second half. I mean, Callahan is not an NFL coach. They really have to they just have to admit the mistake. They got to move on from that guy. I don't care who they put in. Put Mitch Rogers in. They got to get him out of there.
Dude, I've been playing Madden since 1991.
It is a franchise in disarray. And if you look at the move they made, I mean, they gave up one of their best defenders to the Jets for nothing because they didn't like his attitude or something. You know what? Get out of my face. Okay. You guys suck. Just get out of it's a tough watch. Jonathan?
Here's the thing. If I had money to put down on this, I would stay far away from this game. It's a divisional game. I think, honestly, it could end in a tie because these two teams don't know how to win right now. Like a 12-12 tie. That's just my 2 cents. I'd say I wouldn't pick Tennessee if I had a gun to my head right now. So I'll take Houston, but I think it's going to be like a 13-12 game.
All right, let's move on. Colts go to Los Angeles. Colts at Rams. LA -3.5. Colts are 3-0. Stay with Jonathan.
Yeah, Indiana Jones, baby. I am on that train right now. Jonathan Taylor is the most explosive playmaker in the NFL right now. The Rams have a great defense, and I think they played well. But that meltdown in Philly last week kind of gave me concerns. And, why not? I mean, they're missing a weapon, but give me Indianapolis.
Matthew?
I'm on the flip. The Rams were my dark horse to win the Super Bowl before the season. Stafford's a stud even at age 60. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. I mean, I'm sticking with the Rams here.
Logan?
I'm going to go opposite. I think that the Rams, while they're good, the Colts are just red hot right now. Give me the Colts to keep moving.
Mitch?
Yeah, I think the Colts are just kind of like the flavor of the month. Daniel Jones is fine. He'll get back to Daniel Jones things at some point. I don't see this Rams team losing 2 games in a row. I'm with Matthew here. I have the Rams going far in the playoffs, and 2-2 is not going to get you there with my early predictions. So selfishly, I'm going to go with the Rams.
I'm going with the Rams. Colts living on borrowed time here. Eventually, the clock on them runs out, and the game against the Titans last week doesn't even matter because that's how bad Tennessee is. So I'm going to go with the Rams minus 3.5. Jacksonville, surprising team, go to San Francisco. They got half a team. Surprising team versus half a team. 49ers minus 3.5. Logan Powell.
The Jags are terrible. I think Trevor Lawrence has been an absolute bust. Sorry, Matthew. I just don't. I don't. He's just hasn't done anything consistently enough. He has been, through a lot of different coaches, but there's a lot of problems with Jacksonville. San Fran's got a lot of injuries, but I think they still win it in home.
Jonathan?
Fire whoever runs the strength and conditioning in San Francisco, because if it wasn't for that, they'd be a dynasty. Just saying. I like San Fran, even if they put out 2 players. I'll take the Niners.
All right, Matthew?
Yeah, I think surprising team versus half a team. Give me the half a team. If you ever want to laugh, go look at Trevor Lawrence's advanced metrics. Dude can't get off his first read. It's pretty pathetic. And Robert Saleh can make your local high school defense acceptable. Purdy's back. Give me San Francisco to cover.
I mean, I like the 49ers here. They just keep winning. They just find ways to win. Half a team, everybody's hurt. They keep winning games. They got a great defense. I'm going to go with them. Guys, we're a little bit behind here, so we got to roll. The marquee game of the week, Ravens go to Kansas City. I mean, why would you? Everybody's dissing Kansas City. They're telling me they're not that good. Maybe they got to do something. 2.5. Let's start with Matthew Lumsden. This is the marquee game of the week. Matthew, what do you see?
Yeah, Baltimore's defense looks horrendous. They got some injuries. Mahomes is desperate, and he's at home. Worthy back. I think Kansas City's going to cover. I'm not confident in it, but Baltimore looked horrendous last week defensively. They need some help.
So I'll go next. I'm getting Kansas City at home, and I'm getting 2.5.
Yep.
When do you bet against Kansas City at home getting points? Let's see.
Hasn't happened in the last 5 years.
Never. And then you're going to lose that bet.
They're not falling to 1-3.
No. I love Kansas City here, plus 2.5. Something's wrong with this Ravens team, Logan.
Yeah, their defense is absolutely atrocious. Their secondary is really, really bad. They're just holes. And, the offense has been really good. The offense is taking a step. Lamar Jackson has somehow taken another leap forward, but this defense is going to lose them ball games, and I think this is going to be one of them. I think Kansas City is going to find a way. With Xavier Worthy coming back too and being at home, Patrick Mahomes and the crew, they'll get it going. Give me the points. Yeah.
Who would have thought the Steelers and the Browns would be up on the top of the AFC North and the Bengals without their quarterback? Baltimore's going to go 1-3. I mean, the Chiefs have beat them 6 out of 7 times. 5 of 6 games have been within 7 points, and the Chiefs are at home. Yeah, Baltimore's going 1-3, baby. I love it. Let's go Chiefs all day long.
Jonathan Edwards.
Jeez, man, this game, one of these two teams is dropping to 1-3, and that's hard to believe. But I think the biggest surprise with this Ravens team, Derrick Henry keeps fumbling. He's probably the best running back the league's ever seen in at least 30 years. But my goodness, he keeps fumbling in the fourth quarter. So I'll take the Chiefs. Sadly.
Anybody here betting the Ravens, or we're all over the Chiefs? All of us Chiefs. All right.
And it is weird though. I've watched the Ravens a lot, and they most of the time after games like last week, they bounce back and
tough to get all of us to go on the same team. We're all going with the Chiefs. Yeah. Guys, we're behind, so I'm gonna go 2 games here. I just want your pick. Chicago going to Vegas. Do you even care? Okay, Chicago's going to Vegas. What do you think? And looks like the Vegas hasn't been that bad, but just give me your pick here. Vegas minus 1.5, Logan.
Chicago, Vegas, pretty bad.
Matthew?
I don't know. I lean Vegas, I guess.
Mitch?
Gino, baby, Vegas.
Jonathan?
Yeah, Vegas. Why not?
I'm going Vegas. I'm going to go with the old bull coach. But, Chicago, who knows? This is a game I'm not going to bet. Okay, here's a game that's very interesting. Packers go to Dallas. Packers are minus 6.5. Is Dallas really that bad, Jonathan Edwards?
Yeah. Give me the Packers. Micah Parsons is going to kill someone tonight.
Matthew, I'm interested to get your take on the Micah Parsons revenge game.
Oh, I think if you've never seen someone pissed off, you're going to want to tune in for this game. I'm curious. I got to look up the single game sack record because I think he's going to try to make damn well sure he comes close to it. No CD Lamb. I think this one's ugly. I think Green Bay regroups after last week. I think Micah Parsons, not only him getting sacks, but if they let up more than 17 points to this depleted non-CD Lamb list, whatever they got going on with Jerry Jones, Parsons is going to be livid. Yeah, I think Packers roll, and very convincingly.
Mitch Rogers.
Yeah, I think the Packers roll convincingly. I thought the spread would be a little bit higher here too. Yeah, I want to look up the DraftKings. I wonder what is the sack total for Micah. That's probably a good bet too. If he's going to go for the record, but yeah, I can't see Dallas winning this. Yeah, I can't see Dallas winning this game.
Take the over.
I can't bet Dallas here. I mean, this is another team that's in disarray. Mike is, I think he's going to be tougher in Dallas than he would be if this game was in Lambeau. I think he's pissed. I think you're right, but this whole Packer team is angry over that debacle they had last week, and Dallas just is not very good. You saw that last week, so I'm going to go with the Packers. Lay the 6.5. Okay. I know you guys are on the edge of your seat for this one. I know you're going to put your alarms on. You're going to make sure you don't miss the opening kickoff because this is going to be a barn burner. The New York Jets go to Miami. Somebody's got to win a game here, right, guys? What do you think? And Miami, the favorite by 2.5.
Why is there never two good teams in the AFC East? It's like once there's a dominant team, then everyone else starts sucking. Like New England, good. I'm glad you won 48 titles, but you have the Jets and the Dolphins in your thing. And by the way, I just want to throw in Bryce Young's better than Tua, so we got to bet. Yeah, I just want to throw that in there. I'm going to go with the Jets, even though you didn't ask me.
Okay, Mitch, he likes the Jets. You're going to take the 1.5. I'm going to go, Mitch. You can't bet this Miami team. You just can't bet them. I don't know what is wrong with them down there. I bet them against New England when I was in Miami, and there was a bunch of Dolphins fans where we were staying, going to the game. They were all fired up. They thought, that was going to be the game. They turned it around. They just can't win a game, and then they tie the Buffalo game and they get blown out or get beat by 10. Maybe that turns them around, but I don't think the Jets are that bad. So I'm going to go here with the Jets and taking the 1.5. Miami's got to show me something. Logan.
Yeah, Miami hasn't shown enough consistency or enough really want on offense. They kind of just look depleted. They look lost already. That you can just tell that coach stuff's going to get fired very shortly. And I do think that the Jets are going to win at Miami. Jets are not a good team either, but I think they're better than Miami. Miami's really bad right now.
Well, Matthew, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's been highlighted. Neither one of these teams are any good. With that being said, and Justin Fields coming back, I played the over 44.5 because I think they both suck. I don't think either defense is even close to being competent. So I'm just going to bank on some entertainment and hopefully there's some scoring.
Jonathan Edwards, what do you think?
This is a situation of coughing baby versus coughing baby. I hate both of these teams. They both suck. I'll take the Jets because Fields is back, but I hate both of them.
They're easy to hate, right? I mean, they're just not very good. Okay, well, Monday night game, 8:15, Cincinnati, without their quarterback, goes to Denver. Now, there's a lot of hype on Denver, right? There's a lot of hype. They've won a couple games. Titans should have beaten them, so I'm not on the Denver train. I'm just not. Because I saw that game, and Titans, as bad as they are in Denver, really should have won that game, right? Just bad stuff happened to them at the end, like always. But they're minus 7.5. I mean, how do you bet Denver and lay 7.5? They don't score. How do you lay 7.5? And everybody's writing Cincinnati off because Burrow's out. That they got a bunch of injuries. but I just can't lay 7.5, guys. I can't do it on this team. They don't score. They don't score any points, and I don't think they're that good. I think they are one of the most overrated hype teams, along with the Patriots. Right? Blah blah blah. So Cincinnati at Denver minus 7.5. Everybody's going to bet Denver because they know Joey Burrow, except me. I'm going to be the contrarian here. I'm going to take the 7.5 with the Bungles. Logan?
Yeah, I love the 7.5 with Denver in this game. I think that their defense hasn't had that dominant game yet. I think this is the week they can do it. You have Pat Surtain on Jamar Chase that will shut him down. So now you just have T. Higgins, Jake Browning. I don't think in Mile High. Denver's defense is going to maybe shut him down. Give me the points for Denver.
Mitch?
I mean, Denver's 2 losses are to the last-second field goals to the Chargers and the Colts, the 2 hottest teams in the NFL. I hyped up Jake Browning last week for some reason. He just lost 48-10 to Carson Wentz, who we just made fun of ridiculously in the first segment. The Bengals aren't going to do anything in this game. I know Bo Nix overthrows a couple people. They are going to blow the doors off the Bengals. Take them big. Denver all the way, maybe 3 units on this one, John. This is a big one. The Bengals are awful without their franchise quarterback.
Who do we leave out here? Jonathan?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go. Here's the thing. Jake Browning, if he doesn't throw interceptions, Cincinnati can win this game. The only thing is you have to worry about the likes of Nick Bonito and Pat Surtain, and it's on the road. I'm still worried because Denver only scored 19 points against Tennessee at home. So I'd stay away from this game. But give me Cincinnati. Why not? I'll take it.
All right. Jonathan Edwards likes Cincinnati. Did I leave anybody out here?
Yeah, no, I'm with Mitch on this one. And I also have
thank you. Sorry.
I also have a Mitch play just because I know he likes the bizarre ones. I like J.K. Dobbins over 13.5 carries here. Yeah, weird. But he's covered it in 2 of the 3 games. The only one he didn't cover it was last week, which was just a bizarre game. I think Denver rolls. J.K. is the number 1 there. He's going to get to 14 carries. Cincinnati's defense, I mean.
I hope so for my fantasy team.
I mean, come on.
Good
Cincinnati's
Lord.
defense is a joke. Like, it's just funny at this point. You can't even really say much more to it.
There's just a lot of teams that have a horrible defense. But one of the things is, you're getting the ball now at the 35-yard line, right? Basically, you make 2 first downs, you get a field goal.
Thursday night, man.
I don't really like that. I mean, when like those of us like Mitch are a little bit older, we used to remember you got the ball on the 20, then it was a 25, then it was a 30, now it's a 35. Why don't you just give them the ball in midfield or like in the other, team's 20-yard line, like, college football overtime? I mean, it's becoming ridiculous when you get the ball.
This is what the NFL wants.
This is what the NFL scoring games. They want more viewings, more offense. Yep. I mean, Mitch was spot on Thursday. The whole didn't get it into the kicking zone, get it at the 40. I mean, that's the only way. That's the only way Dallas wins Sunday night. I mean, they get it at the 40. They're in field goal range already.
Yeah.
Freaking Maher is going to hit one from 80. So
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So basically, you get the ball in the 35. You need 2 first downs. You're going to get at least 3 if you're Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, it's insane.
It's tough because I get why they did the rule. I mean, there was no kickoff returns anymore. You're having whole special teams units that aren't doing anything except for fielding touchbacks. So it needs tweaked a little bit here and there. But the stats are up, man. There's more returns than there have been in 20 years. But yeah, I don't like the gimmicky thing. You just have to put it into this little zone, So I get it. I get it. Pat McAfee's getting inducted for the brand. I want kickers and stuff to have some fun, but
why don't you go throwback kickoff though and just back it up 10 or 15 yards? Let them onside it whenever, and then if they don't recover the onside, the other team's already getting it at the 25. Like,
I'm with Matthew there.
Yeah,
I would have just backed it up. I just backed it up 15. It's just back it up. And then, and then if you kick it out of the end zone, you get ball at the 20. It should be at the 35. That's like a joke.
No.
I mean, it's like there's no defense anymore with all this stuff going on. All right, guys, we got a couple more minutes. So we like getting out.
There's a second Monday night game. There's a second Monday
And that
night
is,
game, I believe.
what is that?
Did we skip one?
What's the second Monday game?
Oh, we did
Uh,
Jets, Dolphins, Bengals, Broncos. We did them both, I think.
That's right. I knew it was a doubleheader.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
if you
know
want to
what
make
the
plans this
sorry.
week, make them for Monday.
All right, so I want.
Yeah, what a terrible.
It's a horrible Monday, right? So I want you guys. We're going to do this. I want everybody's two best bets, and then we're going to go to World Series matchup in the time that we have. Two best bets on Sunday. NFL. Logan Powell.
All right, for Sunday, give me the Steelers just because they're not losing in their second home turf. And then my second best bet for that, give me the Packers over Dallas. Yeah.
Okay, you like the Steelers and the Packers best bets. Matthew Lumsden.
Yeah, my number 2 is going to be right with him. I think Green Bay wins by at least a touchdown. And then my number 1 for sure, Buffalo's getting into 31 points. Seattle drops 52. Josh Allen's getting to 31.
Okay. Mitch Rogers.
All right, I can't just go back on it. Denver Broncos over the Bengals. Load that one up. And also, Baker Mayfield's swag is going to be down a little bit. Take the Eagles big this week. Those are my 2 locks of the week.
Interesting. Jonathan.
I think, my locks would be probably give me San Francisco. And then I also like the Chargers.
Minus a 6.5. Okay, I like the Packers. Yeah. My two best bets, Packers minus 6.5, Buffalo minus 50.5. They're going to win that game 55-10. So 2 easy ones. If I had a third, it's Carolina Panthers. I think they're going to win outright. And I'm going to bet them on the money line, which I normally don't do. So I'm going to take the 5.5 and bet the money line because I think they win that game. So we'll see how that goes. Just not a believer in the Patriots. Okay. World Series matchup. We just kind of know who's in it. Maybe the Reds sneak in. Astros, they got about a 10% chance. World Series matchup. Who's it going to be? Logan Powell.
Mariners versus Brewers, and give me the Brewers. I think their pitching staff has what it takes to win a 7-game series.
Okay. Mariners Brewers. Matthew Lumsden.
I need to preface this with I am a diehard Red Sox fan, but Garrett Crochet is the best pitcher in the AL. Sorry, Tarek Skubal. I'm going with the Red Sox to win the AL. Roman Anthony gets back, and then let's be real. We're not betting against the Dodgers. It's a Dodgers-Red Sox World Series.
Okay. Very interesting. Dodgers-Red Sox. Mitch Rogers.
Dodgers-Red Sox would just suck for people that are like Pirates fans. Give me Seattle all day long just because I watched that team play a couple times in 2001, the last time that they won their division. Phillies. I think it's the Phillies.
With no Zach Wheeler, I like it.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I don't want the Dodgers. I just can't. I'm biased. Mariners, Phillies. I just feel it.
Mariners. Who did I leave out? Okay,
yeah, I'll go. So on the NL side, I don't believe in LA this year. I'm gonna say Milwaukee gets it done, and by the power of friendship, give me Boston. Go Sox.
Roman Anthony brings them all together.
Yep.
I'm going to make this
tremendously locked in.
I'm going to make this easy for you guys, right? I'm going to make this easy. World Series matchup: San Diego Padres, Boston Red Sox. And I'll tell you why I'm picking the Red Sox. Because right now they have the most dominant starter in the major leagues. That is a guaranteed win. Crochet is right now he's unconscious. You can't hit the guy. That is a guaranteed win no matter who they play. They're tough at home.
Best
I was going to say, and I know John loves him some Hader, and he loves a closer. If you are down in the 9th inning against the Red Sox, it's over. Sorry,
it's over. I mean, that game's over, right?
They only need to win the first 8, and it's done.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why I thought when as soon as Hader, if you look at the Astros, as soon as Hader went down, the team went down.
Yep.
You can't lose a closer of that magnitude and think you're going to just somebody else is going to step in. This guy was lights out. Astros had a lead in the 7th inning. The game was over with Abreu and Hader. Then he started losing those games, and so now they're hanging by a thread. They're out. But the San Diego team, you cannot count them out. They hit, they field, they run. There's a complete team. There's no dominant pitcher, but they all seem to go 5-6 innings. Then they got a bullpen. I like the Padres. I think they got the Dodgers number. I don't like the Phillies without Zach Wheeler, so I'm going Padres and
I like it.
Red Sox.
Fernando Tatis is back right after COVID. He's rolling through, hitting grand slams.
Yankees' worst nightmare is about to unravel because as good as they're playing, they got a 2-game playoff series coming with the Red Sox, who have their number. And they got Crochet in the first game. He beats them the first. Guy beats everybody. He's going to win the first game. Now the Yankees got to win the next 2. Yep. I don't see it. Red Sox are going to win this whole thing. And look, I like Seattle, right? Obviously, we had a 7-game lead. They overcame it. Carl Raleigh, 60 homers, blah, 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 right? I get the whole thing. Good pitching. But Boston, very tough at home. I love them at Fenway. Boston Padres, that's my take. Guys, it's been a great show. Thank you for being with us today. And thanks for all of our listeners and all of our sponsors. Don't forget, you can follow the West Virginia game. You're going to get updates throughout the day. Mitch is there. Logan is there. Jonathan Edwards is there. Just go to wvsportsnation.com, wvsportsnation.com. Thanks for being with us. I will see you Monday, God willing, if I can ever get over this sickness I've had for 8 days and this cold. I'll be back 6 a.m. on Monday.
WJFN,
Thanks for being with us.
W224EB, 92.3